Over the last 24 hours, there have been a number of warnings sent out from various schools in Israel and in the United States, along with Jewish community centers here, that are telling parents that they should essentially delete social media apps from their kids' phones. They specifically mention Instagram, they specifically mention TikTok, and it creates this really, this whole situation is so complicated, and this one is also complicated. My part of this story is also complicated in that basically, right, you're in this position where, of course, shielding kids from violent imagery is any parent's priority, right? And in this particular case, these schools are citing an Israeli government direction, a warning about this, saying that Hamas is going to start showing videos of hostages. Now, we haven't seen any of those videos materialize, and we can't confirm that the Israeli government has actually put out this warning, even though multiple schools are citing the Israeli government in issuing this directive. Then you have, right, the problem that, of course, there is a huge amount of violent imagery going around. A huge amount of it has, in fact, been put on social media by Hamas because they use Telegram very openly and have, put all kinds of footage from the attacks on there. We haven't seen hostage videos yet, but we have seen footage of the attacks. Terrible stuff. And even just, some of the stuff that has been caught incidentally by victims or witnesses, right, has gotten huge amounts of traction because that's the way social media works, right? Terrible stuff rises to the surface and gets all the attention. So you also at the same time have an atmosphere in which the major platforms, including TikTok, including Instagram, are struggling to deal with moderating violent content and all of that, right? They are overwhelmed, I think, right now, is the vibe I'm getting from those companies. They say they're trying very hard. They have tens of thousands of people working on the problem, but, they have a huge amount of trouble there. And that's just the stuff that's real. Then there's all of the disinformation and misinformation floating around. People, taking video game footage and putting it up as if it's happening in real time, or, footage of an Israeli airstrike from May and putting it up as if it happened yesterday. So there's that problem. There are some platforms that don't moderate anything, right? Telegram doesn't do anything, and X, under Elon Musk, disbanded a huge amount of its trust and safety team. It's not clear that there's really anyone left. They say that they are spiking violent content, and they've deplatformed some Hamas-connected accounts. But man, X is a mess right now, as far as I can tell. It's really hard to find reliable information on there. And then, and this is the sort of the complicated part, and I'm trying to be as thoughtful about this as I can, right, is that when you take social media off someone's phone, you are taking away from them the opportunity to actually get some raw information that in some cases can be the most reliable information, or at least the most immediate information about what's going on the ground. And right now, as Israeli troops mass at the border, seemingly in preparation for a ground assault on Gaza, social media is going to be one of the only ways that people get information about what's going on there. It's all, I don't know, it's just very, very complicated to keep track of right now.